Good morning, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am the badass Buddha, Dr. Lori Monaco, coming to you from Connecticut. Good morning, tribe. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode, a phenomenal episode, because we get to talk about ourselves today. So good morning. You know what I love is the difference between look at how light I am compared to Gladiator Guru. I'm like this pasty white, and I'm tan. That's the worst part. I guess and you have this beautiful caramel color to you. So good morning, Gladiator Guru.
Good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. It's always wonderful to start the week off. It's Tuesday already. I felt like it was just Thursday. So yeah, it is always wonderful. I don't know why I look this dark. Is it the lighting in here?
Yeah, probably. Like I have a lot of daylight coming in, and you probably have very low light coming in.
Oh, I'm right by the window. The window right here is all open, the blinds. I can see the neighbor's underwear. That's how clear it is. Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good view.
Mi gente, it's because it's a beautiful morning. I couldn't log in, so excuse that we're late. I found every other StreamYard link except today's. Finally, I had to accept. But yeah, we're here, and that's what matters. It's a beautiful day, and it's not what you did to get there. It's that you got there. So good morning. Oh, look at Paul Richie's on.
Yep. Maritza's on. Good morning. Wanda's on. Good morning. Tiffany's on. Good morning, everyone. We love our tribe jumping on, and hopefully we will get a bunch more people to come on. So good morning. So Gladiator Guru, what's up, my friend? You have been traveling. You've been yes, we have our cups again.
I can never get this right. Mine is green. My favorite color.
Mine is red.
I had another color the other day. I think it was blue when I was in Connecticut. So yeah, mi gente, these we will put the merchandise up next week. Now that I'm back home, so they will go up. What's morning? My coffee this morning is it's Maxwell House Colombian blend, because that's what I bought the last time before I went on vacation. So that's what I had left. Maxwell House. It doesn't give me that orgasmic sense of being, that awakening that makes me want to just slurp. But it's good. It serves its purpose for this morning. What do you?
I was going to say, we really need to upgrade your coffee. We want you to have that orgasmic.
Yeah. So for now, this one's okay. I think these cups are so awesome.
Oh, I love the cups. They're cute as hell. And of course, Gladiator Guru is always changing her Bitmoji. So that's not the same Bitmoji that you see now. And some of the newer advertisements are going to have a different one. So I changed mine as well. But I don't know, like it doesn't, the clothes that they offer on the Bitmojis doesn't seem to represent me very well. So I don't know.
And that's why you got to just pick something, one thing that's you. Like in that picture, I don't wear jeans and shirts. I like the flowy look, but I love to be barefoot. And that's why that was one of the first Bitmojis that I picked. And I'm chilling barefoot.
Yeah, and the irony is I'm always barefoot. So that inspired me for my new Bitmoji to make myself barefoot. Not that I'm copying you, it's just I really legit am usually barefoot. And even when I lecture, whenever I would do workshops, the first thing that would come off are my shoes. And I would tell people that. I would say I'm going barefoot, so I hope you don't have an issue with that. And sometimes I'll have like these little cute little footsie
Yeah.
on, you know,
The
they're
little ones.
the lace ones. Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think that's what with the Bitmoji part is. We just gotta pick. They don't really have a lot of my style, but you just pick one thing that's gonna make you smile every time you see your Bitmoji, and that's it.
But the irony is that, but you say it doesn't have your style, but every single one you've picked from that the first one is just, you know, it's sort of just every day. But the last one, this current one and the last one before that, it totally like represents you. So I don't like, I'm looking at it going, oh my God, how does she get hers represented so well? And mine, I can't seem to find anything that matches me. So that's funny that you say that, because I think what you've picked out really does represent you pretty well.
Because I find that one thing. See, you don't have to have the whole package, and that's where we cheat ourselves out of time and out of happiness. We want to have everything fit perfect. What the hell is perfect? And everything isn't always going to fit. The panties I wore 3 days ago and washed and put on today is not going to fit the same, because either I was bloated the other day or I'm bloated today. So what I'm saying is, you got to find that medium. You got to find, even if it's, you know how they say, look at the dot, focus on the dot. And it's like 100 layers of colors, but they just want you to look at that one dot.
Right.
You got to focus on the one thing that's going to make you happy, that's going to make you smile throughout your day. And Bitmojis we use in our emails, our texts, you use them. And how awesome on our advertisement. So we look pretty fucking cool right there. So thing that's going to say, yeah, that represents me. Because nothing is going to represent you but you, and you can't be everywhere. So that's what I'm saying. Just let's
wait. We could be everywhere, because shit, if we're on this, we could be every fucking where. We could be in everybody's household. Okay, that's like that's the goal. And look, Michelle Hollis is in the house. Good morning, Michelle. What's up? So I love when people jump on that we, you know, don't normally jump on, or have been a guest, especially because Michelle was great. We loved having you on. We definitely want to have you back for sure. And what is Tiffany's saying? Oops, I got the wrong one up here. Hold on. Tiffany's saying, I have to get a mug for me and my mom. We can have our coffee. Yes. Then we'll be in Tiffany's household. Do you understand? So we're going to do a challenge. Once all of you start buying merchandise, when you get the shirts and the bags and the mugs, we want you to travel with us. And we want you to take a picture of wherever you are. So then we say we've been there. You know who used to do that? Have you ever gone into Stu Leonard's in Norwalk? Into the store, Stu Leonard's. So they used to have that. I don't know if they still do it, because I haven't been in there in years. And if those of you that know Stu Leonard's is the Disneyland of dairy stores. That's what it's called. And in Norway, yeah, there's two other locations, but that's the main one and the oldest one. But you would go in there. But you would go in there, and on the wall, like in the front next to the cashiers, they would have pictures of people standing holding their Stu Leonard's bag. And back then it was like their plastic bag, you know, and it was the Stu Leonard's bag on vacation. And you got to see, I mean, people they would like one up each other, you know? So that's what we're going to require everybody. Once you start getting the merchandise, you have to take us with you and then take pictures of where you are.
Yes. And you know what? Because even if you go from Norwalk to Bridgeport, that's an adventure in itself. So people be gassing up in Norwalk. They're like, we can't have to stop in Bridgeport for gas. We just gotta like I don't care if I got a speeding ticket. I'm just gonna whiz right by. Oh, you would be great. How many times I hear people say that. Good morning, Anita. Good morning, Louis.
Michelle says she wants a mug. That sounds good. That sounds good to us. Louis is saying good morning. Yeah, you know what's funny is I don't know why people from Norwalk would say that.
Yeah, I'm just using Norwalk.
That much better.
because it's 2 letters. But everywhere is what it is, and again, it's like I'm thinking of adopting my street so I can call it Eric Chapman Way, because his brother lives on the right to me and his nephew lives on the left to me, and then you got me, and our block is only but a block. I don't know if I can adopt just this block or if I have to adopt the whole damn street. But I've been hesitant because 4 times a year I got to go out there and clean it and get the residents involved. And I won't have a problem because my niece lives across the street. Like I said, my brother-in-law on one side, my nephew on another. And then there's a park on the next block. So there's only like 4 houses across the street from that. And then it's the end block where I don't really know.
Go for it. Do it.
I'm thinking about it. But again, it's like, we just have to be happy, pick and choose. What legacy would I leave my husband if I were to do that for him? He's lived on this.
That's beautiful.
His father owned the house next door and had his roofing company for over 20 years. And then Eric has lived in this house, owned this house for 20 years. And so I think I'm going to do that. But then again, it's like the iffy and buts about it. But what made me say that? Something made me say that. What was it?
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. Hello, Nicole Young, my beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, Desiree-san, good morning. Kimberly Sanchez, good morning. House. I think that's beautiful, actually. And, just whatever you need to do. And if you need money, we'll do a little fundraiser and we'll raise money if they require a payment of some sort. I mean, the idea that you have to clean it 4 times a year. So what? Then, you ask neighbors.
I would.
You get us to come. You get us to come down.
I'll just get out and I'll have extras in the car. But the thing is, it can get done. Happy birthday to you.
It's Kim Sanchez's birthday. Yay! Is that
happy
birthday to you? Nice, Kimberly.
Happy birthday, dear Kimberly.
Yay!
Happy birthday
to you. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, happy birthday, Kim. And Nicole Young is in the house too. Good morning. And Nicole said yeah, so she introduced her what did you say, your jewelry line this morning, or if that's the way to get to your jewelry, Nicole, that's great. If there's another way to find your jewelry, go ahead and post that too. Louise says 51 feels awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a state of mind. It's just a number. I actually think I look better now than I did when I was 41. And I look better now than I did when I was about 35. So it is, how you feel and what you want to do for yourself. So 51 years young. You remember back in the day, like when we were younger, like 51 was so old. It was like, and they looked it. You saw somebody who was 51, you're like, damn, they look old, and now you're like, damn.
The little tight curls, the little rollers, they went once a week and got like Aquanet on it. Yeah. And that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty for us to be here. When we were younger, we had just such rose-colored lenses, right? Like we were going to be immortal at that tight skin, sense of adventure, no care in the world. I'm still like that. But anyway, so
I would like the tight skin. I got to admit.
Yeah. Well, not that. I said the sense of adventure and don't care about anything. But and then here we are, Michelle, Aquanet. Aquanet, remember? Like a virgin. Everybody wore. I know I did. I wore Madonna, my hair all to the side, punked up, the lace, the pearls.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, yes. And
yeah.
I mean, you went out in a convertible, that shit just went like this. Came right back. Yeah.
You don't want to get near a flame. It'd be like, wait, don't light that near me. You'd be lighting your cigarette. You'd be like, wait, like this. But somebody would have like this. That would have been that. And you would have been that Michael Jackson episode on the commercial. It would have been like, it was so flammable. It smelled. And then you'd have to cover it up with like whatever perfume you could put on, because that's all you smelt was the
and then
smell of the acronym.
the sliminess of it. Yeah, it was
Well,
awful.
it was sticky. I thought it was sticky.
Love is a battlefield. I love that. Was like my best era. I loved it. I think we should.
Oh yeah, the 80s. Are you kidding me?
I think Viva Cafe con Leche. Pretty soon, maybe next year, we should go and gather somewhere midway where everybody can meet and have like a weekend and have like a reunion, like a Viva, and just do the 80s theme and just, I think we should just do it.
Oh, that sounds great.
I think we should do it and then learn from one another and hug. Let me tell you something. I was at a training this weekend, and I think marketing trainings are so phenomenal. You have so many great speakers go up there, and they each have something to add that's going to impact your life in whatever entrepreneurship you're doing.
Yep.
So I think they're always a wise investment. And I lost my train of thought again.
You were talking about hugging. That I remember.
Oh, we're sitting there, right? And all of a sudden, this chick comes by with the sign, free hugs. So I leaped over like 10 cheers. I went up to her and then she went to hug me. And I said, no, honey, heart to heart. And I said, and it has to be 20 seconds. Now, I'm sure she probably was like, why did I even stop for her type thing? But I counted and then I said 20. Thank you. And she's like, no, thank you. And I was like, I want to do that. Remember, I mentioned it on the show during the pandemic that I want to hold the sign on a busy sidewalk.
Yep.
Because my friend from the Camino Santiago, he did that in Italy. And I just want to say free hugs. And I just want to hug with just hug. So I think that was great.
Yeah. Yep.
So kudos to boot camp training this weekend in Orlando because it was fan-fucking-tabulous.
Yes. I think the live events coming back are really, have been really, really missed. And I think what's interesting is that the media is hovering over the fact that this variant's out there and like all this stuff, and it's getting people really freaked out again. And I think we really need to, this is where this conversation is actually really good today, talking about our philosophy and our belief system, because it is important for us to really consider the ramifications of this last year. We are, humans require contact, direct contact. Like we need to be touching, and we need to be around each other. And we need to, it's not just about feeling it through the screen, which is great, but it's also, it's because believe me, I've been doing speaking the whole time for this whole year. And it's much more impactful when I do it in person. And I've done 2 in person for this year. And I realized how much I missed it because because you went to this for the weekend. It's like, it's not the same sitting there listening online, because we have a habit too, even if we're engaged in it, we're still distracted by other things. It's not saying you can't be sitting there watching this in live, but a live presentation and on your phone, but it's less likely to happen. And nobody else is going to walk in and bother you and take you away, or I'm going to go quick and do the laundry, and we need that. And it's, so I can't wait. And my hope is that as we progress to the rest of the year, that all these things that are coming up do not get canceled because of the fear that we keep putting out there. It is what it is. This is not going to go away. And there's always going to be something.
I think we need to veer off because, this subject is touchy because the fear, the brainwashing fear.
No, I don't want to continue with it. I was just saying.
No, I believe you. And the thing is, because it's true. And you know what? We should have always been safe and precaution and back the fuck up 6 feet. Why are you so close to me? Even before the pandemic, when somebody was like, I'm in line, I would look at them like their energy would be mixing with mine, and that's a no-no unless we're having sex. I don't know you, so keep your distance.
Hey, listen, if you could be more than 6 feet away having sex with somebody, you're a lucky woman, because I'm going to tell you, that's some serious dude.
So I think we were all aware that we needed to wash our hands. Don't touch doorknobs. I never I always had my something that would open a door or something. And hugging and we're dehumanizing everything. Everything
Yeah,
is
that's
oh
the
no, and that's what they want. That's how they have brain control over you. And people are like, oh no, the news said, fuck the news. Trust your gut. Have faith in something bigger than you, and make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you're not licking door handles when you're going to stores. And disinfect your house. That should have always been the norm. And if it gets any harder, then ponte Vicks. Put Vicks behind your ears and your nose if
oh
you don't
my
want it,
God, with the Vicks.
because it's not totally because of the whatever it has in it. Make your own. It's peppermint oil, eucalyptus oil, coconut oil,
I
beeswax.
thought it was menthol. It's menthol, right? So they don't do they
No,
use
it is
oh.
menthol because it's shelf life. But when I made the organic one for my husband, it was peppermint oil, and I used a bit more of eucalyptus because the peppermint is very strong, and that's why you have to put. If you want to put like a base, then I would put a lavender in it. But you can do it, so don't say I don't use that for that. And Vicks does help. So I think all of it, tea tree, yes, I use that in a lot of things, but not my Vicks. Erica Balahala says she misses hugs. Erica and I used to hug all the time. People thought probably we were gay, but we hug because it's not about what people think. It's about what you feel, right? So today we're going to talk about what it is we feel, what it is we believe, and what it is that makes us who we are.
Yeah, Michelle, tea tree oil is also really good. Tea tree oil is really good for
Everything, though.
fungus.
Erica Balahala loves tea tree oil. Don't you, Erica? Great.
Yeah, it's very strong though, so like you can't tea tree oil is not really good to put directly topical. You have to have a carrier.
Yeah,
just like most of them you have to.
Like frankincense oil.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do our intention and our mantra, and then let's get down and dirty talking about the Christian, the Buddhist, and the sacred healer, because that really is this is the reason we do what we do, the reason we live the lives that we do, have everything to do with this conversation today, right? And it sets the precedence for even what we were just talking about. You know, the fact that what you learned over the weekend, and the hugging and being safe and being aware and being present, you know, that's what this is all about. So I have the intention. I'm like getting lost in thought. So the intention for today is I will be the best version of myself and the best representation of a human. I will be the best version of myself and the best representation of a human.
Oh,
Good morning, Francia.
I like that.
All right. And the mantra for today, my lovey-dovey,
is I am unapologetically courageous. Say it with me, tribe. I
am unapologetically courageous.
Which goes with what you said.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Francia Elena Rodriguez Reina, the marketing guru.
Yes, she is. Fair.
That is her business. Write it, Francia. Write it. Because we're all about empowering one another. And I think anyone who has a business right now, just put it in like Nicole Young did with her outdoor.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Michelle Wallace, if you're still on, put your business up there. Once again, I'll put mine up there.
That's what we got to do. We're going into August now, and August is going to be chaotic for many people who are after Labor Day, right? Is it Labor Day? I don't even know what fucking holidays in September. But a lot of people are being told that they're to go back into the office after all this time. So that a lot of people are dreading that. And then on top of that, if you have children, the school year starting, so school shopping and and concerns and everything. So you know what? Let's make today about who we are, about the I, about me, Let's be selfish today. Put your business, put it in what you're doing. If you don't have a .com, direct us to your IG. But let's share one another with one another today.
That's correct. Yep.
And then we can write it down, because I got Nicole's right here. Remember, Nicole came on the show. She makes great jewelry. She's funny.
And she's a card reader too, right? Isn't she tarot? Doesn't she do that?
Yeah, she's she is very spiritual.
Yes.
And she's on point. She is on point.
And you are very spiritual, Gladiator Guru. You are the sacred healer. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about why we are the way we are, and when it started, when it happened, because we've talked about this, you know, it's peppered throughout our conversations off and on. And you know, you came into your understanding of yourself very early on. You know, you understood yourself to be a healer. It was discussed, I think, right, with your grandmother. It was known. Whereas my discovery was like always there, but it took me to get the hell out of my own way to actually own it. So who wants to start? You want to start the conversation? You want to start? I would love, you know, for you to start.
Yes. Good morning, mi gente. Mine too. Enter the check yourself.
Group of Queens and Kings. Oh, that's great. Okay, so it's the Facebook group. So on the comment section, you should be able to just click on that. And what else does she put up there? Another Facebook. So yeah, so in the comments, you should be able to just click directly on Michelle's links and get to where you need to go. So fabulous.
Yes, please keep doing that. See, this is awesome. Francia, I have you did Francia.
Yep, she did. Yep, and I had put it up top. Yep.
Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so mi gente, I am the Gladiator Guru, la Margarita. I have many different names for many different things. Since my early 20s, I was called La Gitana, the Gypsy. I have a gypsy spirit. Those who know me know this. I know this. And I think at the end of the day, that's what matters. And Anita knows this about me. She's been forever. And I got the name the Gypsy. I've always had a gypsy spirit. I've always kept duffel bags under my bed, no matter what relationship I was in. Because the minute I didn't like it, I was packing whatever the hell fit in that bag, and I was out. When I was a young mother, my kids were just overwhelming, and I loved working overtime. There was a time when I was working full-time and part-time, and then I was working full-time and going to college part-time in the evenings and sometimes on weekends, because I just to be away from the home life, right? And my kids, when I was like, you know, one day I'm just gonna pack my bag and leave. And they knew I had my backpacks under the bed. And one day my daughter's like, why don't you just leave already? I was like, what the fuck? And that was my reality check. But I kept the bags. What they Anna, right? A free spirited indeed, yes. And so it wasn't until Eric, I love to move my bedroom around, and we had this heavy Tempur-Pedic bed for him. And I said, hey, we need to change the room around. We need the energy shifted in here. And then he's like, you still got those bags? He's sitting in his wheelchair. He's like, you still got those bags under the bed? And I said, you know what? It's time to throw them out. And I threw them out. And so I haven't had, now I don't need them. Now I just have my suitcase in my closet. But so that's how that was.
And traded the bag for the suitcase.
And then the Gladiator Guru, the Gladiator's always been a part of me. When my siblings, we would discuss, my brother Jason, because a gladiator is a skilled survivor. Yeah. You know, they're not, some, very few, like 2 out of 20 would volunteer to be gladiators back in the day and fight in the arena, right? But the majority of them were forced. They were slaves, and then they were forced to train because they wanted them to put up a good fight, but they would fight to the death. So a gladiator is somebody that no matter what it is they're facing, whether it's good or horrendous, they're going to stand in their truth, in their strength, and they're going to, if they die doing it, they're going to die on their feet and not on their knees. And so a skilled survivor is a gladiator, which is what I am. And what's a guru? The guru, for me, is me who sees the one who knows. And if a guru shares and does teachings through regular living, it's not somebody who sits in a chair and you pay to go see them. A guru is somebody who, when he walks and he smiles and he says a couple words, he's watering your seeds without even knowing he's watering your seeds. And I was labeled the guru by my daughter like about 10 years ago. And let me tell you, and it always stuck, and I've met up with people, and that's who I am. I'm the Gladiator Guru. I may not seem the Buddhist who walks with such peace and his arms inside his sleeves or his hands behind his back, because I would never speak because that part of my Italian has to be doing this, right? I'm not that peaceful, graceful martyr, saint, monk. I'm not that. I am Margarita. And I share my wisdom, my truths, and my gifts the way that I am supposed to share it, which means I attract those people who I'm supposed to attract. I'm not for everybody, mi gente, but I am always for myself. So that's how I am the Gladiator Guru. What did she say?
She said, so that's what I said. My car went on autopilot and I drove in an entirely different direction out of my way and forgot where I was going because I was so involved in the conversation. Oh, Destiny, that's so funny. Oh
so the sacred healing started. I guess I've always been that, but it really started in 2000, in the beginning of 2010, when my husband said fibromyalgia got really bad, and I would button his shirts and close his pants and adjust his belt and tie his shoes or his sneakers, and sometimes even have to open the door for him to get in the car, but we thought it was fibromyalgia. So the sacred healing, what is a sacred healer? It is one who is committed to her inner work. I was given an assignment with my husband 2 weeks before our first wedding anniversary. And, many people had huddled conversations of how long it was going to take for me to abandon ship since we were newly married. He was diagnosed with a death sentence. But, if anybody knows me, they know I like to prove a motherfucker wrong. Because I'm 50% namaste and 50% go fuck yourself.
That's correct.
I'm totally fine with that. So it's one who's committed to the inner work. It's confidence and having the confidence in this world to face head on everything that the world is putting in your path, right? It's sharing authentically. If you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm not going to agree with you. Able to hold a sacred healing space. And for those who know me and have been to my house and I can only stay an hour and 5 hours later talk about, oh my God, what time is it? Then I hold a sacred space here in my home. For me, absolutely, and for everyone who comes in, a spiritual sacred healer is fierce. She's bold. She's beautiful in her own unique way. So, Serge, I forget to say his name. Serge B said that everything is energy, and therefore everything is because of energy. And when you honor and respect the energy that you have and the energy of others, you are a sacred healer. Because being sacred is respecting and not crossing boundaries when it comes with other people, taking from them. If you can't do an even give and take, or maybe your purpose in their life at that moment is just to give, then you have to be fine with that you're not always going to receive, but that you're, okay, I'm here today. Why am I here today? I'm not supposed to be here. Oh, and then you see somebody and you're drawn to them. You don't know them, never seen them, but you're drawn. Maybe you locked eyes with them. Or maybe you're just walking around the room saying, what the hell am I doing here? I don't know nobody. What are they talking about? Free food, right? But then you connect. You connect with somebody and you're wondering, I know this person, but I've never seen them. I've never met them, but you know them. That's that spiritual cord being. Yeah, if anybody's ever read El Hilo Rojo, the red thread. It's a Spanish book. It's called El Hilo Rojo. It's really not Spanish. I first read it in Spanish. It's about an emperor who learns about this witch who can see your soul connection. because everybody is connected by a red thread. So he had her travel the world until she found who was his connection, his soulmate. So she found it, and he comes, and it is a poor lady holding a baby. And here's this emperor riding in, and he hits the lady, and the baby falls and gets a gash on her head. He goes back. He's angry. He feels humiliated. How is he going to say a pauper's his soulmate? He has her beheaded. Well, years later, the emperor has to get married. They find the perfect person for him. They come down. They get married. He pulls her veil over. Guess who it is? The baby with the gash in her head, who is now grown. Your soul connection is your soul connection. We just try to fill in the gaps with all these losers and abusers and empty people who are not at our energy level, not financial, not knowledgeable, educational, spiritual. You need to find your home where your home is comfortable. And that is your spiritual connection. And for sacred healing, it's mind, body, spirit. So you're reconnecting with hope. You're learning to tap into your inner wisdom. There's no stupid people, mi gente. There's just unaware people. And it's increased joy when you blend them together. Why? Because mind, body, spirit, they're the three amigos. And when they started this journey, they started together. Why? Because the spirit needed a host, which is the body. Right? So the spirit comes and enters the body. So together, before birth, the spirit is the source of energy, a piece of the group, the part of us that is perfect, whole. Unconditional love is what the spirit brings. It is our greatest truth, and this is why I cannot say enough about feed your spirit. Not your body, but your spirit, right? So the earth journey requires a partner when then enters the body for the transformation. So spirit enters the body and they develop as one. And this is where I remind you all to love your body where you're at right now. The Gladiator Guru talks about the fat eviction, right? And she's talking about health-wise. She's never talking about you're ugly because you're overweight or the scale says you're this. She's talking from a health perspective. And that's where it should be. So in the midst of you being healthy and letting your body be aware that it's not in danger, it will release the fat that's unnecessary. But in that process, love it because it is what carries you throughout your day, right? So where was I? Okay. Love your body. Hug yourself. Admire your reflection in the mirror and speak kindly to yourself. You know what, Margarita? Look at you. Let me see. Can you see it? You got the big hips. Where am I? I'm not even touching myself. I want to touch myself. Here it is. You got the big hips. Gives the illusion. You got a little bit of the what? Where am I? The fupa, right? My thing is big on me. So,
I like that, by the way. That's pretty.
Great tits, though. Look at that. No bra. Great tits. So pick something about yourself that you love. Be sacred with the spirituality of who you are, because there's three parts of us. They talk about it in all languages, on all different platforms. Your mind, body, spirit, right? So wake up. You're listening to it from different mediums all day. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, it's all over. So when are you going to take time out to value and honor in a sacred space your mind, your body, and your spirit? So then that's that, right? So the mind enters the navigator of the journey. You know, it's something we call, what is it, Badass Buddha? The Uber. Now you have this Uber saved in your phone. Why don't you have you saved in your phone as reminders? Your mind, body, spirit, and your mind. So the spirit is in charge. The body gets us there, and the mind is mapping out the path. So when suffering pops up is when the mind and body detours off the spirit's course. And we're there more than we're on the fucking road to our destination. We are taking so many detours in our lives that we forget. And then we start wanting to say, well, it's because of this. Well, it's because you're not paying attention to yourself. You're not paying attention to the sacredness of your being. You exist for a reason. Search what that reason is. Stop asking and reading and listening. Go within. Everything we need to know about us, we must inquire within. It is within us. Stop second guessing what your gut is telling you, what your premonitions are telling you, what your instincts are telling you. Stop second guessing it by reading other people's story. You have your own damn story. Find out what the 3 takeaways from your life are. Jot down. You don't got to be a writer to jot down what you're feeling and what you want to feel and what you need to get there, because what it is, it's going to be the connection of the 3 parts of you. God, what? Father God, name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. 3, life, death, rebirth. 3, heaven, earth, water, air, whatever you want to call it. Those are 3, right? Past, present, future. Number 3 is a holy number. So you got the body, the spirit, and the mind. When I walked the Camino de Santiago, what happened? My body broke down. It says body, and then your mind, and then your spirit. The first 2 weeks, my body broke down, went into shock. The second week, spirit. I grew so much closer to God because there were times I wasn't walking with nobody for days. So you have conversations with the higher power, the one that we know, right? And then when you reach a destination, after seeing everything you saw, your spirit is so changed. And you know that there's bigger things out there than what you do. So anyway, I'm almost done, Badass Buddha. So sacred healing. Why do I believe that I am an expert caregiver? I took care of my husband for 5.5 years. And I say 5.5 years because that's when his ALS diagnosis came, until his last breath. And then he passes away 5 months later. I'm taking care of my mother with dementia and what they claim to have been schizophrenic. So from December 2017 till March 2021, until her last breath. So what I did and how they never needed anything outside of whatever they were going through, I am an expert caregiver. I am a spiritual healer. I am a sacred healer because they never even caught a cold. And you know why? Because I believe in nurturing and loving and yelling and arguing. We argue, fuss, and laugh every single day. That's how I kept it real. I wasn't going to be kind because he was sick, because that was going to make me sick. So what do? You be real with the person you love. You be real with who you are. Not mean, not nasty because you're having a hard day. You be real. Listen, I'm having a hard day today. I had a bad night's sleep. Don't take anything personal, but I am going to blow it at some time. That's how I would talk to Eric. Or I would cry because I was having horrible hot flashes from my perimenopause. I said, not you, but I don't like you right now. And that was okay because I was being honest with myself and honest with the person that I was. So sacred healing, it is my combination of my ancestral energy. Healing, intuition, cognitive, emotional exploration, because you're always up here. And then you say, hey, Badass Buddha, how's your spirit to get today? And if anybody knows, I ask that question a lot. And support. I have developed throughout of my 10 years of 24 hours, 7 days a week caregiving, a unique approach to healing with touch, which is through my hugging, silence, like shut the hell up already and just breathe. The whispers, I got this. I got this. I got this. Oils. I worked with essential oils and honey. If it wasn't lavender, it was lemongrass. If I was having a really bad day and I didn't feel good, it was eucalyptus oil. You name it, I had it. Laughter. I laughed at everything. Eric laughed at everything. My mom laughed and smiled. And those who FaceTime me in the morning saw that smile with her. You know, and aromas. smells to invoke those good memories, those happy childhood memories, that time in your life when you were free and you were mentally, spiritually preparing for your assignment of where you found yourself at this moment. So being thrown into the throes of being happily married with somebody who finally got me, to then 2 weeks shy of our first year anniversary to find out he only had 2 to 5 years to live, you can become angry with the world. You can become angry with anybody who says, oh, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, because then you want to, throat punch them. So, but you don't. What you do is you take that death sentence and you turn it into a celebration of life. And you argue, because Eric, I never enabled him. We argued over stupid shit. Like, why are you watching Swamp People again? If I'm have to sit here with you feeding you, I don't want to watch it. And then he's like, well, I don't want to watch that blah, 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 damelo shit. And because Eric was in Spanish. So you learn that. So with all of that, I'm going to end by saying, releasing the painful memories by acknowledging, accepting, feeling, releasing, and forgiving yourself. The highest vibration, cultivating self-trust, love, and respect, acknowledging your worth through the sweet and sour seasons of your life, and growing in your now. That is how I am a sacred healer. And it is believing that we all fuck up. We're all gonna fuck up. We've all fucked up. But sometimes we learn through fucking up. So just don't fuck up all the time. Namaste. That's my favorite song from Lil Wayne. But everybody fucks up. Go ahead.
Well, that's the key to anything. Anytime you make a mistake, it's never really a mistake as long as you learn something from it. And everything is.
Well, you know, and I know that make a mistake and the woe is me for a whole fucking week. And at the end of the week, you don't even want to answer your phone because it's the same conversation. How much more can I give you? Blood? So you know that we do know that, but do we practice it? No. And how do we learn how to practice it? By listening, by getting a life coach who specializes in that. I'm plugging myself in right now. So, that's how it comes. So if you want me to help you open doors, go to my website, margaritademargarita.com. Oh no. What? Do you see me?
Yeah, no, I see you.
Oh my God, my screen went black. It's black. It's black.
We all see you and hear you.
Okay, so that is mind, body, spirit. Sacred healing. Don't get it twisted. You don't have to wear a friar's robe. You don't have to wear a nun outfit. You have to be true to yourself. You have to love a higher power. For me, it is my God. All glory to God. And know that you are put in this world right now, right here with a purpose. So follow your purpose and create your legend. And you do that through understanding the three components of mind, body, and spirit. And with that, now I introduce to you the Christian Buddha. Why are you laughing?
So you came into yourself pretty early. Like, you had a lot of people that opened. Well, no, let me rephrase that. You did this yourself. It's just that you had the capacity within you to take whatever traumas that you were going through and see beyond that and see where you were supposed to be and follow your path. And I think that's the part that I admire so much about you, is the fact that you've always been strong. So the gladiator definitely fits you. I mean, absolutely. You've always stepped in for the fight. And, for me, that was never really the case. I mean, I've always known since I was a child that I was different and I had abilities. But when you grow up in an environment where there's one person that creates a shadow over you for a very long time, and their personality is such that they step into the spotlight and nobody sees anybody but them. And I didn't have the type of personality to jump out. It took me to be an adult and hitting rock bottom to be able to jump out and decide like who I was willing to be. But I heard it for years. I mean, I became a chiropractor because I love the idea of helping people without just throwing drugs into them. But I was around a lot of energetic healers and body workers, and then whenever I would touch somebody and just massage them or do something, I always heard the same thing. It's like, oh my God, you have an amazing touch. You're an incredible healer, but you don't believe all those things, or at least I didn't, because again, I was a shadow. I was always a shadow. So, coming into the idea of the Christian Buddhist piece is the fact that the one thing I knew for sure about myself was that I loved the idea of love. Like I loved the idea of kindness. And I figured that out when I got into college. And lucky for me, I had a very cool professor in English that, coming from high school where you're just assigned the book that everybody's supposed to read, he says, okay, you have book reports. And we were all like, crap, I don't do a book report. And so he had us write down things that interested us, and like things that meant something to us. And then he chose books based on that. And so he chose for me a book by, oh my gosh, of course I forgot the name. I always do that whenever I'm like, put myself on the spot. It'll come to me in a moment. But this particular guy used to write about love. And he was back from the 70s, and he was a professor at a college in California. And I liked the book so much that he gave me another one of his books on the second assignment. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember his name, because I still have the books. I still have the books, and I reread one of them. But anyway, and that put me into a level where I love the idea of kindness, and I love the idea of love. And that's who I wanted to be. But I was always, number one, afraid to be that person. And it wasn't received well, like, because I didn't realize that you could still be that person, but also have boundaries. And because I figured, if you're going to be kind, you're going to be kind to everybody. You're going to be kind because that's who you are. But you have to be tough on certain people. You can't, but you do it with kindness. So there's a difference. It took me a long time to figure that piece out. But I remember when I would fill out applications and they'd say what your religion is. And I grew up Catholic, so I grew up with, Jesus, and it never resonated completely with me. Not that I didn't believe. I love Jesus's style. I think that the scriptures are wrong. I think he was a real people person. Like, I think he was really down on the, he loved everybody. And I think that they don't emphasize that enough. I think like he hung out with the people that nobody wanted to hang out with, because he just knew, he believed in them. And I think he came from a kindness place. The irony is that I looked this up, and on a website called Inspire Me Today, the women wrote an article called Kindness, the Core of 12 Religions. And she listed all the religions where kindness, she quoted them from their Bibles, their manuscripts, and they all are focused on kindness. It's just that Buddhists tend to be considered, I guess, the kindest people, like they love everything. They respect everything. And so I felt the more I learned about Buddhist philosophy, I was like, wow, I really resonate with that. But I mean, I didn't jump in and say, I'm just committing myself to that, because there were still things that I felt like I couldn't necessarily give up or something like that with the Buddhist philosophy. So one day on one of those religious questionnaires, they said, what's your religion? And I said, Christian Buddhist. And that's what I went with, and from that point on, I'm like, well, that works for me. That works for me, because I do believe in a lot of the scriptures that I read along the, the Christian scriptures, but I also really resonated well with the Buddhists. And then coming into the badass Buddha piece, I've said this before, is that the badass piece just came after my epiphany a few years back, is the fact that I can be the badass in my life, unapologetically me, and still be a very kind-hearted spirit. I mean, I opt for peace, so as talkative as I can be, and if anybody gets me going, I can talk. And I have no problem getting in front of people and speaking to hundreds and thousands of people. But I have my moments of peace, and I love sitting very peacefully and listening to people. And that was always very hard for me for a very long time, but that's what I like to do. And so I think that's especially the part that I resonate most with, being the Buddhist part, the Buddha, is that Buddha taught lessons, but the Buddha also sat and listened and observed and became aware of, and that mindfulness piece. I came up with a quote from the Dalai Lama, and the Dalai Lama said, "My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness." And I love that, because that's it. That's what it speaks for me. Can we be kind to every single person? Are they deserving? Every single person is deserving at first. It's just like you say, Gladiator Guru. You talk about how you're trust everybody and you're nice to everybody, but the moment
everybody an A when I meet them, right, until they fuck it up.
That's correct. Absolutely. Yeah. And and that's how I feel. And it's not that I'm going to hate the person and wish horribly on them. It's just the Buddhist idea of it is treat people with kindness. And when they show that they are incapable of that, because that is their path, then I move away. It's a very mindfulness practice. Be non-attached to that which does not serve you. So it's not me to judge that individual that, oh, they're an asshole. I mean, I could say it and I could feel that way, but that's my opinion and they're living their path. And I don't agree with everybody. I mean, I have family members that I don't agree with what their choices are and what they do, but who am I to say? So I live my life and I practice that. And hopefully the world will see individuals as they are and treat them accordingly. It's not that I want them to be treated bad. It's just, I don't like people who lie and use people. That really gets to me. And that's so not the life that I choose to live. So I choose to not be around those individuals. So that's it. And it's time to end the show.
Oh my God. Yeah. So real quick. Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Toji. It's like my family has been on, and I don't think we acknowledge you. You acknowledge everybody with the So thank God.
Shout out to people,
right? So, and I know I talked long. I'm so sorry about us.
No, it's okay. You know what? Listen, it needed to happen. Like you were so on point, and your message was so wonderful.
And you know what? And I get angry sometimes. And when you hear me talking passionately or just angry, it's because how do people not just get the basic concept of kindness and gratitude and be fucking truthful and authentic? Don't be mad at me because I'm calling you out on your shit. So, and I think that that's all it is. Being, spiritual, sacred healing, walking in tune with spirit is being kind. Hi, Maria from Peru. I love you. And being grateful. I think those are the two most powerful words you can be, aside from hola, hello, namaste. All right. We have to go because Dr. Lori Monaco is very busy today.
Actually, that got canceled, so we're okay. It got canceled.
It's you know what, mi gente? We all are vessels. We're all messengers, and then because of free will, we get to choose. Are we going to do good? Or are we going to be a narcissistic asshole and expect everybody to just give us what we want and we don't have to do nothing about it?
Right.
Don't be a narcissist everything while you become their nothing. Because when we're being grateful to life, we got to be grateful to something bigger than us that gave us life. My God. So whenever I'm being really mean to myself, I have to stop because I'm being ungrateful for the gift of life that I was given that day. So being kind and filled with gratitude, it doesn't mesh with being angry with yourself because you got a fupa, or because your hips are wide and that little extra tummy on top, we are able to do something about it. So love yourself in the process of changing yourself for the better. And that's where the badass Buddha comes in with the Cairo thing. So, I mean, everything works for a reason. I just started mine yesterday. I feel better. I feel good. And you know what? So if you love yourself through the process, you can change from where you are to where you want to be. And where you want to be should always be for the betterment of your mind, your spirit, and your body.
That's
Not
correct.
for your pockets to be lined with cash. Not for you to be wearing name brand shit. Listen, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, they don't give two fucks about you. Stop spending all your savings just so you can front. Oh yeah, I got a Louis Vuitton bag. They don't care about you. They don't care whether your power gets paid or your water got cut off because you had to go to that event and you couldn't go in unless you had a Louis Vuitton bag. Start thinking about what is important. You know, that smile, you know, that walks in the room before you do. You know, that good. I wear Goodwill outfits, and when I'm out here, honey, I look better than the motherfucker throwing the party. Why? Because I wear that outfit with confidence, with self-love, and with I wish a motherfucker would. So, and all of that together makes you contain that strength within, and you hold the power of how your night or how your day is going to be navigated. No one else can put you in a bad mood. No one else can ruin your day. You know, if you go to Starbucks and they don't put the lid on right and you go to grab it and you squeeze it a little too much and you get coffee and you burn yourself, oh yeah, they didn't put the top on right. But it's just, you have to recognize what is what, where, when, and why it's happening. So if you pay attention to your life, which is what the Buddha did, which is what spiritual healers do, pay attention to your life, there'll be less blaming, less judging, and more self-loving happening.
Perfect. Perfect way to end the show. So thank you everyone for coming on today. And for Thursday's show, our guest will be Stacey Rosman and talking about I love you, I like you not. And it's actually talking about how we can love ourselves, but actually not like ourselves. We often talk about self-love, but sometimes we actually do love ourselves, but we actually don't like ourselves. So it's going to be an interesting conversation and just another boost, you know, once again, another boost to helping you just fall in love and enjoy yourself, who you are. And if you are not where you want to be right now, then recognizing who you are right now and who you want to be and what you're going to do to get you to that better place, to be that person that you've always wanted to be. It's never too late to make changes in your life. Even 51, you can do it at 51. You can do it at 81. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming on today. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Margarita, your Gladiator Guru, remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.